Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be discussing the analyzing an argument topic in the analytical writing section of the GRE exam. So the analyzing an argument section is basically task 2 of the GRE analytical writing paper. So if you remember, there are 2 tasks in the analytical writing section. Each is 30 minutes. So you will get 30 minutes to write an essay on this section. So among the 30 minutes, you should basically dedicate, I recommend 5 minutes of your time to the planning, but if you exceed that, then don't go beyond 8 minutes of planning, because remember that if you're going to type this, you're going to sit for the computer-based GRE. You're going to have to type a lengthy essay within just, if you spend 8 minutes, then you'll get like 22 minutes or 20 minutes to type the essay. And it's the same for the paper-based GRE. You're just going to get 20 minutes to write your essay. So keep your planning time at most to 5 minutes and dedicate the rest of your time to writing the essay and, checking at the last minute for errors. So what do you basically have to do in this analyzing an argument task? You will be given a passage and you will be given a set of instructions. You're going to have to find the argument's weaknesses, what it could have done better. Basically anything that, makes the argument weak, you're going to have to include that in your evaluation essay. So here is a quick example. So this is from the official GRE issue argument pool. Here we go. For example, you have a passage here. This was taken out from a memo from the director of Student House at Buckingham College. So they said some stuff here, and your main question is here. You have to write a response in which you discuss what evidence is needed to evaluate this argument. All right. So the second task of the analytical writing section is an evaluation. So before you start writing the argument essay, there are a few things that you need to understand. First of all, what does the term assumption mean? So an assumption is any belief that we took for granted. So I've included an example here. When Bob broke the mirror, he assumed his sister would be angry, but instead she laughed. So anything that hasn't been clearly stated, but someone has, considered that it's true, that is an assumption. For example, you failed your test and you thought that your father is going to yell at you, but instead he said that don't worry, do better next time. So what you did was you assumed that your father was going to yell at you, which turned out to be, not true. Assumptions can also be true, but mostly, they're not true. Next, you will need to understand what analysis means. So whenever the GRE question paper tells you to analyze the essay, it basically means to break it down into smaller parts so that you can discuss it. We've all heard of the word conclusion. A conclusion is basically the ending of an argument. It's the final paragraph, the main thing that the author wants to say. Next, we have counterexample. Right, so this is best explained with the situation. For example, someone has said that my black cat has bitten me, so all black cats are therefore bad. That's his argument. And then someone else says that, no, I also have a black cat. I actually have 5 black cats, and none of them have bitten me. So black cats aren't bad. You're wrong. So that's a counterexample, all right? It basically opposes any given statement in an argument. Next, we have evaluation. So whenever you're told to evaluate an argument, which is exactly what you're going to be told in the GRE exam, that evaluate an argument, you're going to have to tell people how strong the argument is. You're going to have to use facts and evidence to prove that. Right, so these are some essential terms that you need to know before writing and planning the GRE argument essay. We're going to move on to that in the next video, so remember to take a look at that one. So finally, I'm going to conclude with some tips for writing. you have to read the question really, really well, because if your answer is somehow off topic, you need to know that in the GRE scoring guide, off topic answers will get you a 0. So do not get a 0. Like, it has to be really, really bad, your answer, for you to get a 0. You didn't read the question at all. So definitely read the question. The more you read it, the more you'll understand that what you have to write. So there are 8 types of GRE argument essay questions. We're going to be taking a look at them all later. Next, the length of your essay really matters. If an examiner gets 2 GRE essays of the same quality, but one is slightly longer than the other, then basically the longer essay usually gets the higher band. You will usually get the higher score. So basically, yes, the length of your essay really matters. Try to write, good stuff, and try to write lots of it. Finally, as I said before, you'll get 30 minutes. 5 minutes will go into planning. Always leave a minute or 2 at the end of your writing to check your work, because the GRE software, it will not correct your spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes for you. Remember that. So you will need to correct your own mistakes by yourself during the 1 minute that you spend on checking your essay at the end of your, writing. So that's all for today. I already mentioned this. The highest score that you can get in the GRE essay section is basically a 6. So a 6 means your essay is well thought out, well planned, everything, it goes with the scoring criteria, which is in another video. And 6 is the highest that you can get. And you can also get a 5, a 4, basically whole numbers all the way down to 0, which is of course off topic. So stay tuned for the next video. We are going to be talking about our first argument task. So hope to see you soon. Bye bye.